report shows that illegal immigration is on the decline. According to a Department of Homeland Security report, the nation's illegal immigrant population dropped by nearly 1 million. That's the sharpest decrease in 30 years. The report is causing some very hot debate over whether the statistics are correct and how they could affect immigration reform. Well, the Obama administration is planning to cut $225 million from one of the big border programs that went into effect after 9/11, the virtual fence of cameras and sensors focused on the U.S.-Mexico border. Well, technical problems have plagued the $8 billion program so far. So is it time to pull the plug on the virtual fence? Well, joining us now for a fair and balanced debate, immigration attorney Glenn Wasserstein and Bob Dane, communication director for the Federation for American Immigration Reform. Gentlemen, welcome to you both.
Thank you. Thanks.
So, Glenn, what do you make of the program so far? And if we cut the funding, is it going to go away altogether?
Well, I mean, it's a great idea in theory. Why not try to secure the border with the least impact possible on the people on the border and on the environment on the border? However, our reality is a much different story. After $700 million spent, we don't even have a 25-mile test fence set up. Boeing promised to be ready in 2011. Now they're saying it won't be until 2014. And overall, there's simply no evidence that this will even deter any border crossings. So I think we should applaud President Obama on pulling the plug on a very wasteful and a very expensive government program.
Bob, does it still have potential? I mean, should we be looking at making it work, or is it time to let it go?
I think we can do better, but we've got to have a better value for the American taxpayer. We do need secure borders, and that means a physical barrier. And okay, and maybe some technology, but let's not waste taxpayer dollars. I mean, $6.9 billion, and we've got a radar system that can't seem to distinguish between tumbleweeds and drug runners. Back to the drawing board. Let's get the Border Patrol involved this time. Ask them what they need, find out what works, what doesn't, and put it to good use. But that's not to say the feds should have a blank check on this thing. What the feds should be doing is building the physical fence, because in 2006 we had the Secure Fence Act. Congress promised America we would have 700 miles of a double-layer fence. 4 years later, we're sitting here waiting. Get the fence built. It's not an option. It's the law, the physical fence.
Glenn, what do you make of that? Is that a good option for you?
Building a physical barrier across 2,000-mile southern border is not viable. It will cost tens of billions of dollars also to maintain, and it will not stop a determined immigrant from jumping over the fence or going under the fence. As long as the incentive exists for them to cross illegally, they will cross illegally. So we need to deal with the incentive, which is the workplace. And there are millions of jobs waiting for immigrants, so they're going to get across the border no matter what kind of barrier we set up.
What kind of enforcement should we see? What could be done better? Because there are laws on the books.
Well, the Obama administration has actually tripled the number of immigration audits for employers in the past year. They've actually increased the amount of deportations. More people were deported the first year of the Obama administration than any year of the Bush administration. And we do need more border guards. They're keeping high-level border guards. The border guards have doubled from 10,000 to 20,000 over the course of the last 5 years. And the border guards are essential, but even more important is to create a legal system where people can cross legally when they have a job offer in the United States.
All right, Bob, you're shaking your head. Obviously, there's some of that you disagree with.
Well, I think it's interesting, Glenn, because the big immigration story this past year has been this nonstop, steady, stealthy dismantling of every piece of meaningful immigration enforcement. As regards the virtual fence, let's remember that it should not, and it never was intended to be a substitute for the physical fence. We don't have a virtual problem. We've got a very real problem. We've got 2,000 aliens who dart across the border each and every day. That means we need a physical fence, and we need adequate Border Patrol agents. Yet this administration has just cut 180 Border Patrol positions, and in the next fiscal year there is not one dime for one additional fence. What we need to do is get the fence built, staff the Border Patrol adequately, and okay, employ some technology at a modest price so the American taxpayer is secure and gets a good bang for their buck. That's common sense.
All right, we'll have to leave it there, so we'll let you agree to disagree, but very nicely and politely. Thank you very much for a fair and balanced debate, gentlemen, and happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you.